honest. Yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots around my neck.
And we're live. Welcome back to Uncomfortable Convos. It's your boy, the one with the scar on his face, your boy Scarface. And we're back at it with another episode. Thank you guys again. I say it every week. Thank you for always tuning in, always checking out the podcast, always like just sharing the clips. And if you're from TikTok, what's up? How are y'all? Welcome to the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Here, what we do mainly is like we talk about some of the TikToks in longer form. Like, for example, today we're going to talk about the 10 reasons why, or the 10 reasons you're not healed yet to move on. And this can be either you or some, like when you're like talking to somebody, if you see some of these things, maybe they're not completely healed and ready to move on. So, but again, thank you guys for always listening. Give this video a thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, leave us a 5-star review. If you guys want to continue to help out the podcast, also like link is in the bio. Join, buy merch, pins, hat pins. We sell all sorts of stuff. Shout out to everybody. You don't have to do none of that. The best thing that you can do is give me a thumbs up, share this episode, or leave us a 5-star review. It goes a long way and it pushes us further in the algorithm, in the good side, right? So again, thank you guys. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And the more you guys do that for me, means to me, you guys like the content and want me to continue doing stuff for you guys. So again, we appreciate it. And thank you. But today we're going to get to today's episode. Now, people have relationships all the time, right? On, off, you find somebody new, you realize that they're not even healed after the old person. Maybe they go back to an ex. Maybe they just like ghost you or something like that. That's why I wanted to do an episode on top 10 reasons, or the top 10 reasons to look for that somebody isn't healed. This is something that was recommended over on the TikTok. Again, I always look at the TikTok and see which videos are doing well, and then we'll do something similar and do it in just a longer form. So let's get right into it. I know you guys love it when we get right into it. So the number one that we have, again, these are in no specific order. Number one is constantly comparing. If you find yourself frequently comparing your potential new partner to your ex, it could be a sign that you're not fully over your past relationships. And that's why you have to be aware. Like if I normally don't like to talk about my exes, right? But if something comes up, I will talk about them. Like if it has a story or something like that. But I'm not like, oh, my ex this, my ex that. But that's also something good to be aware of in yourself and somebody else. If they're constantly comparing, oh, he's better at doing this, but not better at this, you're constantly like back and forth. I can see why that would give vibes of not being healed, because if I'm talking to somebody, I'm nothing comparing to an ex. Like I'm trying to talk to this person now. I'm trying to like see if we vibe, see if everything goes great. I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, but like my ex did this. Maybe if I, no. Comparing, absolutely not. And that's what is it that they say? Comparison is the thief of joy. When people are always trying to compare themselves, like their life to somebody else's life. And same thing goes with partners. Like if you're trying to compare your partner, your current partner or your potential partner to a previous partner, no. Like if it didn't work out in the past, it didn't work out. We're out here. We're just keep on moving. I'm not like, oh, well, like this person this, but my ex, no, nothing about my ex, because we ain't going back that way at all. So there's no reason to compare, no reason, none of that. Now we're moving forward, and we obviously do better. I mean, we try to. Because there's some people like you meet and you're like, hey, these people are amazing. And all of a sudden, like the relation, it goes to shit. So number two that we have, emotional triggers. If memories of your ex or past relationship easily trigger strong emotions such as anger, sadness, or regret, you may need more time to heal. And this is true. Like, so if you're listening to this and like if something like if you get a memory, it makes you mad, it makes you sad, it makes you upset, could be that you're not over this person, because there's no meter. We don't have a meter or anything like that says like, hey, you're 80% healed. Have you ever heard somebody when they're like, oh, I'm like 80% healed? Next time I'm gonna hit them with like, I'm a 67.834%, maybe 5. No, it's either you healed or not. And I wouldn't want to put somebody through that. Meaning, like, if I'm not fully healed or you're not fully healed, don't go out there and giving a lesser version of you to somebody. You know, I want to give my 100% to whoever I'm talking to, and I would love to receive something similar. You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with you and your ex, like, um, you going back to them, you know. So that's why, like, I always ask questions about stuff like that because uh, we've seen it before. It's happened to me too. Like, people go back to their exes, and you thought everything was going great. And there's also, you know, and it's happened. I mean, oh, the friends are the exes are still friends. Get the fuck out of here. And again, if I start talking to somebody, you're not going to be friends with your exes because that's a no go for me. And if you can't do that for me, we're obviously not meant for each other. Um, if now baby mamas is a different story. Okay, like I have my boundaries with that. Like you know, there's no obviously no family date nights, no family vacations, none of that. You miss me with that bullshit. Like school activities, I get it. Like anything that has to do with the kids, cool. Anything that has to do with whoever I'm talking to, no. You don't even ask her how her day is going. That's my responsibility now. As soon as I came in, it's my responsibility to ask her how her day is and make sure she has the best day possible, or try to do whatever I can to make her have the best day possible. It's not your job to message that person, or it's not their job to message that person anymore. You guys lost that privilege as soon as you guys separated. Same with family date night. Same with, and people are like, oh, quinceañeras. Okay, I get it. Quinceañeras are different because you're not gonna go have a separate one. But even birthday parties, I'm not cool with that. They can have a birthday party, you can have a birthday party, and that's it. Like once you guys separate, like you need to just separate everything. And you guys made that decision when you guys separated. Okay. Again, these are just my boundaries. If you can't do that for me, that's absolutely fine. We're just not meant for each other. And that's it. So, but like getting triggered by memories and things like that, sometimes I go off on tangents, I know. But getting triggered off of emotion, like memories and things like that, if they make you feel mad, sad, like all these feelings, you're probably not over it, and you need to learn how to like get past that. Because again, you wouldn't want somebody to give you a half version of them, you know, a non-healed version of them, and you're completely, you know, don't do that to them. If you know you're not over them, it's just better that you don't move on. Just wait until you can get your shit situated, fixed, whatever. So, number three is fear of getting hurt again. A persistent fear of being hurt or betrayed again can indicate unresolved trauma from your previous relationship. And that's what sucks is because there'll be people who will want to treat you like a queen, give you the world. But since the person before that treated you like shit, now you think that everybody else is going to treat you like shit. Or, you know, or it's just difficult. That's why there's no right or wrong way to do any of this stuff. Um, but fear of getting hurt, that can and can't be, to me, because I didn't want to get in another relationship for the fear of getting hurt. It was just more of, I didn't want to put all this effort in again for no reason, right? Or for something just to end. So that's why I was just like, I'm taking my time. But I can see why fear of getting hurt it can be another reason for that, because if the like I said, the guy or girl previous treated you like crap, or you know, and it takes time to heal. That's why people need to realize, don't jump from relationship to relationship because you didn't even give time yourself to heal. But it depends. If you were checked out of the relationship, then okay, I get it. You know, again, see, this is why I'm saying like there's no right or wrong answers, because there's a bunch of different things like variables and different situations. So sorry, had to take a little drink. So if you're fear of getting hurt, I think you're always going to feel like that, mainly because like now you're talking to somebody new, don't know how it's going to turn out. Are they serious? The last person said that they were serious, but they ended up ghosting you and things like that. So I think that's normal to be like, you know, I would see like this one, I wouldn't feel so much of a red flag, or, you know, they're not healed. It's more they're just being cautious because it's, again, it could be that the last person before that also said, hey, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and did none of it, and then ended up ghosting them or something like that too. So So number 4 that we have is lack of trust. Struggling to trust a partner or feeling overly suspicious can be a sign that you haven't fully processed your past experiences. And that is very true. Like if you can't trust whoever you're talking to, just because of past experiences, again, you're not healed. That's what we're talking about is healing to move on to the next person. Um, because if I start talking to somebody new, I'm gonna trust this person 1,000% until they give me a reason not to trust them. And if they give me a reason not to trust them, it's probably not gonna work out because now I'm just like, uh, I don't want to live with that whole thing. Like, is this person cheating? Is this person doing that? And so I wouldn't want to also get into a new relationship feeling like that. Because if you lack in trust with that person, you may be a little bit insecure, always asking where this person is, what are they doing, questioning it, like what they're doing. And if the other person is like saying I'm with you, and then you're questioning me, you're telling me all this is like you don't trust me. I have never given you a reason not to trust me. Like now I just feel some type of way and it might not work out because I'm just like, this girl's like accusing me of all this shit. And I'm just like, nah, no, that's not happening. So that's why it's like difficult, uh, lack of trust. And it could be, that's why like you need to take that time to heal because of your last relationship made you feel like that, gave you that type of trauma. Like you need to heal, you need to get past this. That way, again, so you can give the next person 100% of you. You don't want to. I think we should push that. Is like make sure you're not giving somebody just like a lesser version of you because how would you like it? And that's what I always tell people is like, how would you feel if they did that to you? For example, like the whole liking guys when they like girls' photos and stuff like that. How would you feel if your girl was going through and liking a bunch of guy photos, and then who knows, reacting to their stories and stuff like that, you might feel some type of way about it. But that's why like if you do it, just know like it should be okay for them to do it. So again, trust is the hard one because for me, trust can be lost very fast, and and it's really hard to get back. Because once I don't trust you, I just don't trust you. You had your chance, you had that trust, but you ended up ruining it. And if you just got out of a relationship and you're having issues trusting, any of these first four, if you have issues with those, it could be a sign, saying, hey, you know what, take your time a little bit, maybe wait a little bit longer. Um, that way you can give whoever you talk to next. Maybe it's not him, maybe it is him, or maybe it is her, maybe it isn't her, that way you can give that person 100% of you and a healed version of you. Because imagine like two healed people just like going vibing out. I'm sure it's going to be like an amazing relationship. So number 5 that we have is unfinished business. If you have unresolved issues or feel like things are left unsaid with your ex, it might be a sign that you're not ready to move on. And I hate that. Like the whole when people want to get closure, they're like, "Oh, I need to." No, okay, find out. Uh, and you're never. That's why I tell people like closure doesn't do anything because no matter what that person says, they can tell you some. It might make things worse. You might start. They may say something that brings up a whole bunch of different questions, and then you're like, "Whoa, I didn't even realize it was this." If and also, nobody's gonna be 100% honest. Like if you tell somebody, "Oh, like why did you break up with me?" and like they'll give you like some maybe a 50% version, truthful version, because it's easier to be like, "Oh, this, and this. This is why I didn't like it." Or it could just be like, "Yo, you know what? I'm not really feeling you like that." To me, there's no real spark. I'm trying to go see if I can find a different girl. Like, imagine having that conversation, which is more honest and truthful. And I'm sure it would hurt more, but it would probably be a little bit more, um, leave the person where you don't have to heal or like, straight up, okay, like he just wasn't feeling me. He just wants to find somebody different. Like, it is what it is. So instead, people make it worse because they say it was because of this trait, that trait. Uh, and then they start questioning things and you're like, what was it? Was it this? What does you know how? And then it slowly starts turning into something that it shouldn't have been turned into. Uh, so definitely, like if there's unfinished business there, you're not ready. If you're constantly like thinking like, why my ex do this, why they do that. Like, if you're thinking of your ex a lot, that's also another reason or another, sign that they're not over their ex. That's why, like, I always ask questions. I'm always observing because, again, I don't want to. I think the biggest thing for me is like wasting my time again. I really put in a lot of effort when I like somebody, and it sucks when like you put in a lot of effort and it just doesn't work out. And so it gets tiring. And that's why, like I said before, like I just let me see where you're at mentally. Let me see if you're over your ex or not. Because if you're not, I'm not gonna be like, well, I'm gonna win her over. No, I tried doing that shit before. Ended up choosing the ex. So that's why um, exes, like I have to have that clear communication because your boy healed over here. I'm not worried about no exes, no like this, no that. Like I'm good. We good over here. We healed over here, baby. Okay, it's the good side over here. All right, so the next one that we have is emotional dependency. Needing a new relationship to feel whole or to avoid loneliness can indicate that you're seeking validation rather than a genuine connection. See, and people usually, that's one reason why people jump right into the next one because they need to feel that, so many people are afraid to feel alone or to be alone, which don't get me wrong, like after a breakup, it sucks because you're going through all sorts of different emotions. Like you're angry, you're upset, you're this, you're that. But like it's one of the best things that you can go through because that's how you're gonna heal. Learning to be by yourself, knowing that you don't need that person like that, how you thought you needed that person, you know. But it's worse when because that somebody jumping from relationship to relationship does not give them time to heal, so and it's also a pattern. If you see them like jump here and then jump here and then jump here, what are they going to do when they get to you? Are they always, oh, I'm going to change him? Okay, come on. It's going to be the same shit. He's going to stop here for a second and then move on. She's going to stop here for a second and then move on. So you need to be aware of like situations like that because it can happen and it does happen all the time. Um, I've seen it before too. Like I'm like, damn, they got out of a relationship and jumped into another one. Jesus Christ. I'm over here 3 years now without being in a relationship, and people are just like a weekend being single, and then all of a sudden they find somebody else, and I'm just like, shh, like, go for it, like, and then they do the same thing, and they don't even give themselves time to heal because now they get into that new relationship, everything's going good in the beginning, but then it just starts falling apart because why? It wasn't the right person, and you never healed from the previous person. So just saying. All right. So the next one that we have is replaying old scenarios, continuously replaying past arguments or moments in your head that suggest you're still emotionally entangled with your past. It's funny because I'm going through these because these obviously do not correlate with me at all. I'm just like, I don't do that. I don't do that. Um, and there's some people who do, and you need to be honest with yourself. Like if any of these actually like, oh shit, I think I do that. Oh shit, you do. You're not healed. Take your time. Focus on you. Uh, don't jump into a different relationship and just give somebody else a half-assed version. So like, and just thinking about past, like, oh, when we argued about this, what if I would have done that? Like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Like, this is the reason. No. And it happens. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying like, if that's currently happening, maybe you shouldn't be putting this next person through that. Let that person go and do their thing. Find somebody else who's not going to put them through that. Um, because again, like that's why if somebody talks about their ex a lot, I'm just like, are you even over them? And then it's also a red flag too if they talk bad about their exes all the time. Like, I remember I went to a dinner one time and all she was doing was talking bad about her ex, and I'm just like, and there's guys who do it too. And you have to take everything with a grain of salt because obviously they're not gonna be like, oh, they were an amazing ex. They were perfect. This, and that, this and that. They're gonna be like, it was a piece of shit. He did this, he did that. Like, I didn't like this. I didn't. And I'm just like, did we? So I guess we came out to dinner to talk about your ex. Like, I'm paying for a therapy session for you. uh, so replaying old scenarios, definitely something you need to look at because if any of these up to now, because we're on what, 7, you got a problem. And well, you don't got a problem. It's more that you're not healed and you need to take some time for you and just get past these. I'm not saying like it's not get over it right away. And that's not how it works. That's not how like us humans work. It takes a little bit of time and healing. But this is just more to show you that you're not ready to be out there and, messing with somebody else's feelings right now. You should just be focusing on how you're feeling, how you're doing. That way, the next person, like I said before, it's the best version of you. So, using new relationships as a distractant if you're jumping into a new relationship to avoid dealing with your feelings or to distract yourself from the pain. It could mean you're not ready. Absolutely. And we talked about it a little bit earlier when uh, the emotional dependency thing. If you're jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship, at no time you gave yourself time to heal. Maybe it just is not as bad because they're giving you all these positive feelings. I see it just kind of like when you fall down, you get hurt, you scab, like you start bleeding, and then if you peel a scab, you bleed more, and then it's starting to heal, trying to heal, but then you peel a scab again, and it keeps bleeding and it keeps bleeding, and it takes the longest time to heal. It's same with that. Like you're just making it worse for you and making it longer. Maybe the next person, yeah, it could happen. That's why I'm saying like there's no perfect answer here. There's just like you just have to pay attention to them and where they are, like mentally, and if they're over that person. Because imagine being with somebody and all they're doing is thinking about their ex or like wondering about certain scenarios. Like imagine like that would just suck. That would just suck for me. Like if someone was doing that to me, or if I'm talking to somebody and I'm just here like, oh, like thinking about this, thinking about that. Because think about it. Like if you're with somebody and they're just thinking about their ex all the time, how do you think it's gonna make you feel? So why would you want to put somebody through that? Because karma's a bitch. I'll tell you that right now. So if you notice the person that you were with or that you're trying to be with is jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship, something could be off somewhere. Um, not necessarily giving themselves time to heal and give themselves the best version of the to the next person. And that's a big like why wouldn't you want to give somebody the best version? That way they can give you their best version. So resentment or bitterness, holding on to resentment and bitterness towards your ex in the past relationships indicates that you haven't fully healed. And it's true, like, especially if you got cheated on or they did something major, like, it's going to take some time to heal after that. Because don't get me wrong, that shit is painful. Like, breakups are painful. That's why I never tell people to just get over it. Like, I'm sure most people have been through a breakup. I haven't been, like, on the cheating side because, uh, long story. I mean, I talked about it before. I had a buddy who I thought was a buddy, ended up, you know, I found out him and my ex were talking, and I thought this was my boy. This was like we were friends, stayed at my house and stuff like you know what I mean. Like that's what I thought, and then come to find out, he was the one that being shady behind your back. Yes, I was separated with my ex, but bro, it wasn't even that long, and we had been together for 7.5 years. You know what I mean? Like that. So it kind of felt like I got backstabbed and cheated at the same time. So trust me, I get it. That shit fucking sucks. Okay. But breakups suck. All those suck. But if you're feeling like anything like that, resentment, bitterness, angry, upset towards an ex, like just give yourself a little bit more time and wait. That way you can give the next person a great version of you. And that's why I'm glad I've waited for like 3 years because I know the next person is going to get an amazing version of Edgar. Like that's just plain and simple. But who's it going to be? I don't know. And so the last one that we have is lack of self reflection. If you haven't taken the time to self reflect on what went wrong in the previous relationship and your role in it, you might not be ready for a new one. And this is perfect because some people want to think that they did nothing wrong in a relationship. It takes two to tango. Come on. You do some shit that other person didn't like. You do this, you do that. Like, that's why when people, oh, should I get revenge? What was it? Revenge cheat or anything like that. No, it just makes relationships worse. Like if you go and cheat now, like if they cheated, you go revenge cheat. Say you revenge cheated with a family member of his or whatever the case may be. Now it causes all that friction that you hooked up with the family member, cause drama there, cause drama in your guys' relationship. Like that's why I'm saying like um you need to sit back and just, what did I do wrong? I know I fucked up. I did some like I've and I've done that with everybody I've had a relationship with. Yeah, sometimes like I was great, but I know I wasn't perfect. I had a bunch of flaws. I did this, maybe I did that. Like I fucked up here, I fucked up there. And you just need to learn where you did those fuck ups and make sure they're better. That's why I think my communication has gotten a lot better with people, because before, like my ex of 7.5 years, she got a shitty version of my communication. I really didn't want to talk about shit. Like she would, the whole like, what's wrong? Nothing. But inside something is really wrong. Now is like, what's wrong? This is what's wrong. Like this is what's bugging me. Like I'll straight up say, like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm okay expressing how I feel and what things bug me and what things don't bug me. Because that's how you have a more healthy relationship. So you need to sit back and reflect. Because like if any of these are you, number 10, you need to sit back and reflect and see what went wrong, accept it, know that, hey, the next time I know I'm going to be aware of that I was doing this, and try not to do it with the next person. And I've done, like I said, I've done it before. Uh, the same ex, again, she got probably the worst version of Edgar. And sucks to say, but that's probably what happened. She hated that I played video games, and I would play quite a bit. And now looking back, I was like, yeah, I kind of fucked up there. Maybe I shouldn't have played as much. Maybe I should have gave her more time. Us working together in the same bed, like at the time, I was like, that's quality time because we're right next to each other working on our computers. But we would argue because that wasn't spending quality time. I'm like, we're literally next to each other, you know? And having those arguments, and now looking back, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, I see where she's coming from. I fucked up there. You know what I mean? Like, you start learning where you fuck up and where you didn't fuck up. That way, in the future, I don't do that again. I know, hey, if I work with somebody, I know that I still have to have some quality time for that person. And meaning, like, still having, like, some sort of date night. Because if you spend a lot of time with somebody, people get comfortable and you're like, oh, we just hang out all the time. Like, that's it. And really don't do stuff. You still got to be able to, like, take this person to dinner or go out, do something, keep it interesting. Because the more comfortable you get, the more boring it's going to get. And then you're going to be like, I'm kind of like, eh. You got to keep it interesting. You got to keep it spicy. You got to keep new things going. So, I mean, if you take anything from any of these, like if any of them triggered you, or if you know somebody's that's going through something similar like this, just know that it could mean that they're not really over. I'm not saying not really over their ex, but not ready to move on because they're not healed, because they're still struggling somewhere. And if you know somebody is still struggling somewhere like that, why would you let them still like pursue you, or why would you pursue them? Because I want somebody that's going to be 100% about me, not anybody else, not trying to get over this. No, like, again, I know we all have our internal battles that we fight. Like, nobody is 100% happy. Everybody has their issues. I get that. I understand. But I want somebody who's going to be like about me and like come with my, like, accept my issues. And I'm going to, same with her. Right. So you have to, take some time, reflect, and be like, hey, like, I want to give the next person the best version of me. It's not right now because this X, Y, and Z is still happening. And be honest with the person. Be like, yo, this is what is going on. If I were to want to get into a relationship, it would want to be like, I would want to give you 100% like a healed person. And that's just not me right now. Like, I don't want to give you a half-assed version of me, and you don't deserve that, and things like that. That's a more healthy way to approach these things. But anyways, thank you guys for joining. If you guys have suggestions, follow me, the Uncomfortable Convos Instagram, comment, be like, hey, do an episode on this, do an episode on that. I'm more than happy. I already have like the episodes that I want to do. But if someone's like, hey, do this, and I didn't even have it down, like written down or thought about it, write that bitch in. That easy. But anyways, thank you guys for listening, and I'll catch you guys next week. See you guys. Smiling, but my heart singing sad songs. Yeah, I was living for myself. I was dead wrong till I got the call, no cell phone. I got tired of walking around